You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Thursday, the 12th of February. US President calls India trade deal historic. Indian opposition flags concern. Bangladesh votes in historic first election since Hasina's ouster. And minor Christian girl in Pakistan abducted and forcibly converted. And now for all the details. US President Donald Trump has described the new trade deal with India as historic, saying it will significantly boost American coal exports to India and other partner countries. Speaking at the Champion of Coal event on Wednesday, Trump said recent trade agreements with India, Japan and South Korea would lead to a sharp rise in US coal shipments. His remarks came amid claims that India would stop purchasing crude oil from Russia following the announcement of the deal. Responding to those assertions, Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said Trump was the only leader publicly suggesting that India planned to halt Russian oil imports. India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri had last week maintained that the country's energy decisions will continue to be guided by national interest. Meanwhile, the proposed India-US trade agreement has sparked political debate at home. Opposition lawmakers staged protests inside Parliament on Thursday, alleging the deal could harm farmers and domestic industries. They have raised concerns over the lack of clarity on its terms, while the government has dismissed claims that the agreement would hurt Indian sectors.
$10,000 crore apple business, the farmers, they have already come out saying that our 1,000 crore apple is finished. That is the response from Kashmir. Now that will be the response from Tirupur regarding textiles. That is going to be the response across the nation from various sectors. Now if the country is going to such a difficulty, if all the sectors are going to face such difficulty, then do you expect the opposition to remain silent? The opposition cannot remain silent. We are speaking for the people.
And millions of Bangladeshis voted on Thursday in a landmark general election seen as pivotal for the nation's future. The first poll since the 2024 uprising that ousted Sheikh Hasina is being viewed as a crucial test of democratic stability in Bangladesh after months of political turmoil.
Bangladeshis turned out in large numbers on Thursday to cast their ballots in a pivotal parliamentary election, widely seen as a test of the country's democratic recovery following the 2024 ouster of longtime Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. Bangladesh's interim chief advisor Muhammad Yunus cast his vote in Dhaka, calling the election an opportunity to build a new Bangladesh and describing the day as a hope after months of unrest. Bangladesh Nationalist Party leader Tariq Rahman said citizens had long awaited the chance to exercise their democratic rights. Bangladesh's Islamist Party leader declared the country is at a turning point and deserve change.
For me, for Bangladesh. For you and for Bangladesh? Yes, it is a turning point, and we are waiting for that point, inshallah. People demand change, they desire change, we also desire the change.
Voters across the country moved out of their homes as early as 6 a.m., forming long queues outside polling booths, reflecting both anticipation and hope for a transparent electoral process. The Election Commission recorded nearly 48% voter turnout till 5 p.m. at over 42,000 centers across the country. A total of 1,981 candidates from 51 political parties, along with independents, are in the fray, with key issues including corruption, inflation, employment, and economic recovery. Alongside parliamentary voting, citizens are participated in a referendum on the proposed National Charter 2025, a governance framework drafted by the interim administration.
সকাল থেকে 11টা পর্যন্ত অদ্য অবধি এত সুন্দর ভোট বাংলাদেশে আর হয়েছে কিনা আমি জানি না। আমি তো অনেকবারই ভোট দিয়েছি। আমার জীবনের প্রথম ভোট দিয়েছিলাম শহীদ প্রেসিডেন্ট মেজর জিয়াকে 79 সালের। সেই থেকে এই পর্যন্ত অনেক ভোটই গ্যাঞ্জাম হয়েছে, অনেক ইয়ে হয়, তর্কাতর্কি হয়। এখানে এত সুষ্ঠুভাবে ভোট, আল্লাহর অসীম মেহেরবানি। আমাদের এটাকে শুকরিয়া আদায় করতে হয়। যারা অ্যারেঞ্জমেন্ট করছে তাদের জন্য দোয়া করি। যারা আমরা
Moving on. Militants killed 5 police officers in northwest Pakistan's Khyber Pakhtunkhwa on Wednesday, police said, as the South Asian nation grapples with the rising wave of Islamist violence. Police said they came under attack upon their return from an operation against militants on the outskirts of the city of Dera Ismail Khan. The militants, who were hiding in a forest, opened fire on the police patrols, a police statement said. It said the police killed 4 of the militants in a retaliatory attack. No one claimed responsibility for the attack. The city sits on the edge of lawless Waziristan along the Afghan border, which has long been home to Islamist militants, mainly the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. Militant violence has been on the rise since the TTP revoked the ceasefire with Islamabad in late 2022. A suicide bombing killed over 30 people at a mosque in Islamabad on Friday. Moving on. A Pakistani human rights organization has demanded justice for a 13-year-old Christian girl allegedly abducted, forcibly converted and married as concerns grow over her safety and the conduct of legal proceedings. We have a report.
The human rights-focused Pakistan has sought justice for a 13-year-old Christian girl allegedly abducted, forcibly converted and married in Punjab's Sahawal district. The rights organization said Satoish Maryam was taken on January 10th. An FIR filed the next day quoted her father, Basharat Masi, as saying witnesses saw a man, Ali Haider Gulzar, and accomplices forcing her into a vehicle. Her mother, Shanaz Bibi, reportedly could not intervene due to a fractured heel. A second FIR was lodged on January 22nd after the family allegedly received threats for pursuing the case. The accused has claimed the girl converted to Islam and married him. Her family insists she is a minor and legally incapable of consenting to marriage or religious conversion. They also allege a court ruling on January 28 favored the accused without allowing the parents to meet their daughter. HRFP has called for an impartial probe and protection for the family. The case highlights long-standing concerns over the safety of minorities in Pakistan, including allegations of misuse of blasphemy laws and forced conversions and marriages involving Hindu, Christian and Sikh girls.
Moving on. A Sri Lankan High Court has sentenced 12 people to death over the 2022 killing of former MP Amarakeerthi Athukorala and his police bodyguard during nationwide unrest triggered by the country's worst economic crisis. According to local media, Athukorala and his bodyguard allegedly opened fire after a crowd blocked their vehicle, critically injuring 2 people. They later fled and were attacked and killed inside a nearby building. Prosecutors had charged 42 suspects in this case. In its ruling, the court sentenced 12 to death, handed 4 others 6-month prison terms suspended for 5 years, and acquitted 23 defendants. The 2022 protest marked one of Sri Lanka's most turbulent periods, driven by soaring inflation, fuel shortages, and severe economic hardship that led to major political upheaval. Although courts continue to issue death sentences, Sri Lanka has not carried out an execution since 1976, as enforced requires presidential approval under a long-standing moratorium. And British universities are opening campuses in India as both countries deepen education ties and tap a rapidly growing student market. Faced with financial pressures and tighter immigration rules at home, UK institutions see overseas expansion as a way to diversify and reach students where they are. A report.
On the outskirts of Delhi, students are gathering for an education from over 4,000 miles away. The University of Southampton is the first of several British universities setting up in India to tap one of the world's fastest growing student markets. Andrew Atherton from the university says the new campus is about bringing the education to students.
To me, that opens up much more choice, it widens participation opportunities, and it reinforces that concept of universities being genuinely global institutions.
Britain and India agreed to deepen education ties under a 2025 reset in relations. New Delhi introduced rules in 2023 allowing top-ranked foreign universities to help meet the estimated 70 million student places India will need by 2035. Of the 19 that plan to do so, 9 are from the United Kingdom. Education is one of Britain's top exports, with $44 billion a year, more than traditional goods such as cars or food and drink. But UK universities are facing pressure over the recruitment of international students, with the government determined to reduce immigration. A levy on international student fees and tighter visa rules have also put strain on the model. Indian regulations require degrees to match British standards, though fees are lower to compete with Indian universities. International students currently studying in the UK believe both campuses provide different opportunities.
I'm pretty sure this might have much benefits in the future because you have ultimately graduated from an international university. Though in India,
the diversity that I can get a chance to experience, the numerous number of people I get to meet, the total different cultures that I can experience, that is something that could have been quite limited if I was studying in the Delhi campus.
Data shows UK universities are under financial pressure too. Around 45% of English higher education institutions face a deficit in 2025 to 2026.
And that's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Till then, good night.